Hello guys, how's everybody doing? Alright, so today's lesson, as we see, is called Idioms. And this is on page 134 in your text books. Alright, what's the meaning of idioms? Let's see. Alright, idioms. An idiom is what? A phrase. An idiom is a phrase which people use in everyday language. People use it in everyday language. Easy. What does it mean? Okay, so the idiom is a phrase that people use in everyday language. That's it? No, that's not it. It means something completely different. This is very important. Let's highlight it with red. Completely different than what the actual words mean. Again, we have a phrase. It's consisted up of words, but its meaning is completely different than the actual words are used in that sentence. How, miss? How could someone say something using specific words and they mean something else? Let's see. Doesn't that remind you of figures of speech or metaphors? Like when I say this room is oven, do I literally mean it's oven? No, of course. I just mean it's hot. That's somehow similar idea. Let's see. All right. Some examples of idioms. When a person says, yeah, that will happen when pigs fly. All right, so when someone says that to me, yeah, that will happen, Salma, when pigs fly, am I supposed to wait for pigs to fly? Is he really talking about pigs are going to fly like in the far future? Of course, no. Because pigs will never fly. Unless it's a toy, maybe. All right, so when a person says, yeah, that will happen when pigs fly, does he really mean that pigs are going to fly in the future, for example, and I'm waiting for that time? Of course not. So this person isn't really talking about pigs or flying. He means that something will never happen, such as pigs flying. This is something that will never happen. All right. If we're still confused, let's see more examples. All right. That test was a piece of cake. My English test was a piece of cake. What do you think the phrase piece of cake here means? Maybe the test was delicious? Or the test needs chocolate icing? Or the test was easy? So, am I actually talking about cake and taste? Or chocolate and icing? Or I'm talking about how the exam was or how the test was? Of course, I'm talking about how the test was. So, the answer of this one is going to be the test was easy. It was a piece of cake. And that's an idiom. Let's try to imagine or draw a test that was a piece of cake. So maybe the test was triangular shape. No, of course, the test was not in a triangular shape like a piece of cake. Piece of cake here means how the exam was, and it means that the exam was easy. All right, let's move on. Okay, instead of working hard at her lessons, Mary spends her time building a castle in the air. Mary spends her time building a castle in the air. So now I gave you homework, and I'm expecting you guys to work hard and answer that homework. And study hard because you're having an exam or something. So, instead of working hard at her lessons, Mary spends her time building a castle in the air. So, this means she's wasting her time in something else other than studying, right? So, let's see what castle in the air means. Maybe she's daydreaming about things that cannot be true or cannot happen. Or she's drawing castles while enjoying the breeze. She's drawing castles on a paper while enjoying the wind, the gentle wind. Which one do you think is true? Of course, it is daydreaming about things that cannot be true or cannot happen. Again, when I say that this person doesn't stop building castles in the air, it means he keeps thinking of things, dreaming about things. Daydreaming means that you think of things while you're awake. You're dreaming at the daytime, in the morning, which is when you're awake, which happens when you're awake. Okay, so daydreaming about things that cannot be true or cannot happen is the meaning of castle in the air. Because also this cannot happen, right? All right, moving on. Here in this idiom, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. We have a similar idiom to that, but instead of gold, we use, instead of silver, we use gold. So, he was born with a gold spoon in his mouth, but in Arabic. This is the idiom in Arabic. So he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. What do you think this means? Could someone be literally born with a silver spoon in his mouth? Is the doctor who delivered him was like not in his conscious? All right, so the meaning of this idiom, 1, 2, or 3. He was born into a poor family. He was delivered by an unprofessional doctor. He was born into a wealthy family. All right, so the answer is number 3. He was born into a wealthy family. Because, of course, gold and silver, someone from a poor family cannot be born with a spoon or a silver spoon or gold spoon in his mouth, right? So, of course, it's going to be someone who was born into a wealthy family. All right. Next. Stop crying over spilled milk. Here, stop crying over, spilled milk. What does that mean? For example, stop crying over spilled milk and get back to work. So, the meaning of that idiom, don't be sad because of something that you cannot change from the past. Go wash the area where you spilled milk, or stop being a baby. All right. So, of course, now we know, as we know before, as I introduced you, that the idioms use words that we don't actually mean. So, this will be excluded. Of course, I'm not asking someone to stop crying over spilled milk, and it's gonna mean go wash the area where you spilled milk. So this is excluded. This is definitely wrong. Don't be sad because of something that you cannot change from the past, or stop being a baby. Let's think. I'll give you another example and think. So stop crying over spilled milk. Maybe if someone fails an exam, and and keeps crying and crying and crying, saying, "Oh my God, I didn't pass this exam. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, I cannot go home. Oh my God, my parents are gonna punish me. I can't study anymore." And you keep thinking about the exam that you failed. So, I would tell that person, stop crying over spilled milk. Think about what's yet to come, what's still upcoming. So, here this means that don't be sad because of something that you cannot change. Okay, the milk has been already spilled, so you cannot change anything about that fact. Just work from where you are. Like, keep acting based on what happened. Don't stop there and sit like beside the milk you spilled and cry. So don't be sad because of something that cannot change from the past. This is the correct meaning. All right. So, next. All right. Next example. She cannot hurt a fly. She cannot hurt a fly. Would that be literally true? Like, Juri cannot hurt a fly. So what's the meaning of that idiom? That she fears flies, so she cannot, for example, kill them or fight them? Or she's kind and gentle? Or that she doesn't have a knife for flies. She cannot hurt a fly because she doesn't have a knife for them. All right, what do you think? She cannot hurt a fly. Wait. She cannot hurt a fly. Would that mean that she fears them, or she's kind and gentle, or she doesn't have knife for them? Of course, number 3 doesn't make any sense. There is no knife for flies. We're not going to fight flies with knives. So she fears, or she's kind and gentle. So this idiom here means that she's kind and gentle. She cannot hurt a fly. It means that this person is a very kind person who cannot hurt even a fly. Like, what about persons? So, of course, he's not going to do anything to people or persons. All right. So, Juri is a very kind girl. She cannot hurt a fly. Moving on. When I go out with my friends, we pig out on pizza and cakes. We pig out on pizza and cakes. What does pig out on mean? Does it mean sell? When I go out with my friends, we sell pizza and cakes? Or when I go out with my friends, we don't like eating pizza and cakes? Or when I go out with my friends, we eat a lot or too much of pizza and cakes? What do you think? Using the word pig. We know that pigs eat a lot, right? When I want, for example, using a metaphor, if I want to refer to someone that he eats a lot, I would usually say he eats like a pig, or that's a simile. Or, okay, a simile. If I want to say that someone eats a lot, using a simile, I would say that he eats like a pig. So, going back to that simile, or connecting that simile to what we have here, of course, they don't sell pizza and cakes, and it's not, they don't like eating, because pigs, no, they eat everything. So, of course, it is eat a lot or too much of pizza and cakes. They pig out on. They pigged out on the buffet, for example. Moving on. I hope everything is clear now. Here I have some more examples of idioms. Airs and graces. Airs and graces. Ever since she has won the talent show, she has given herself airs and graces. This means that this girl, after uh, she won the talent show or the competition she joined, she started behaving in a way. She started behaving in a way which shows that you think you are better or more important than another people. Airs and graces. When you give yourself airs and graces, it means that you think of yourself better than anybody else. It means like you are arrogant and very self-confidence. Like you have a lot of self-confidence, or you're very self-confident, I mean. All right. Rags to riches. Rags to riches. What would that mean? She has gone from rags to riches. She has gone from rags to riches. State of having very little money, this is the rags, to a state of having a lot of money, this is the riches, from the word rich. So going from rags to riches means that he was poor, but now he's very, very wealthy or very rich. That's going from rags to riches. All right. We're almost done. So neck and neck. Neck and neck. It means that two things are moving extremely close together. Two things are moving extremely close together, like these two horses. It's usually said during competitions or races, I mean marathons, for example, races mainly between horses because they're going neck and neck. So literally it doesn't mean anything. The horses were running neck and neck. What does that mean? Literally it doesn't mean anything. But if we know the meaning of the idiom, it means that both horses were running so close to each other, they were on equal level, near or equal level, like there isn't a horse exceeding the other horse. Both are on the same level. So usually said of competitors, about competitors in a race or competition. So the horses were running neck and neck. This means that they were on an equal level. All right. Fair and square. They are saying that the reason why this idiom survived is because the rhyme it has. Fair and square. Air, air. The air sound here is repeated. So fair means that something is fair in an honest manner. Also square, and the reason why we use a square to indicate or say that something is fair, because the square has equal sides. All the sides of the squares are equal, right? Here, these are equal. If this is 2 centimeters, this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 2, right? So it's more of, they're saying square because the square is, the sides of the square are equally distributed. It's all equal. All the sides of the square are equal. So in an honest and fair manner, to distribute something equally over people. Like if I have 10 candies and I have 9 students, I'm not going to give all of them one candy except, for example, someone that I love. I'm going to give him 2. No, I should be fair and square, and everybody gets the same share or same amount of that thing. All right. To pay an arm and a leg. Oh, this TV cost me an arm and a leg. Am I going to actually pay my arms and legs? That poor guy, he's paying his arms and legs to get that TV? No, of course, because this is an idiom and it doesn't literally mean what we say. It costs an arm And the leg means that you pay a lot of money to get that thing. It means to pay a lot of money. All right. At the 11th hour. This is from the Bible. This is from the Bible. At the 11th hour. If we have a day, and this day is 12 hours, and I've been trying to do something the whole day, and I just figured out how to do that thing at the 11th hour. It means I did it at the last minute. He finished the exam at the 11th hour, for example. That's, again, exaggeration. I'm exaggerating. This is not true. Literally, I'm not taking an exam in 11 or 12 hours. The exam is just 3 hours. But it was easy and short. However, you still kept answering or solving in the exam at the 11th hour. It means at the last moment that you kept writing and answering till the last moment. This idiom was taken from the Bible, and here is what it says. Workers hired at the 11th hour of a 12-hour day received as much pay as those who began work in the first hour. It means like the people who were hired, or like a company, when it hires people to work, they start on 1st of March. So those were hired on 1st of March, the first hour, are gonna get paid as much as those who were hired at the end of March, for example, because they did the same job, or they worked hard equally, and so on. Of course, this doesn't happen, but that's from the Bible. All right. And I think here it means like the people who were close to God, believe in God, from the very first hour, will be paid as much as those who believed in God and they went back to God after doing many sins at the end of the day, so God will forgive them as well. You know what I mean? At the people who went back to God and asking for forgiveness are gonna get the same payment or the same reward here. All right. All right, so that was our lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Goodbye.